Hey everybody, and welcome back to Northernlion's Challenge Runs of the Binding of Isaac. I gotta say before we start this run, I continue to be amazed by the ingenuity of you guys coming up with these fucking runs. This is my run as Gluttony, essentially. Somebody came up with a way, well not somebody, YouTube user Darklord Minecraft at least passed the message on to me, that you can basically make yourself into Gluttony, complete with the hood, shall we say, by giving yourself 5 skinny odd mushrooms, bucket of lard, and then technology 1 plus technology 2. Now the weird thing is, for whatever reason, I can't see my bullets, so it kind of seems like as I walk through these rooms, it's basically just like a telekinetic vagina that walks into the room and absolutely destroys everything. But I am excited for this run nonetheless. We've got a lot of advantages for us. It's amazing the likeness that we have. I am going to take Halo of Flies. All item rooms, all shops, etc., are on the table. But I absolutely cannot take Brimstone Mom's Knife or anything that adjusts our tier effects. And I'm thinking we're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Again, this is the kind of run where I'm probably going to name it Gluttony, but I can't help but feel that if I was like doing a Tarantino-esque movie or something, I would probably go with something like Psychic Vagina, because the name just oozes hilarity. Did I get an HP upgrade for walking in here? No, that must have been from picking up that bucket of lard earlier. Okay, so we're going to take the spirit out. Let's go down to the next floor. Again, Psychic Vagina. Consider that the unofficial name for this run. I'm interested to see how this shakes out. I think this might be a run where we actually have a chance to go to the chest. We're starting with some really good items. The main negative aspects here are the fact that I cannot see my tiers, but the tiers are going to be coming out from basically, you know, let's put it this way. I've seen the female anatomy up close before, and I'm pretty confident of, you know, where things are going to be coming out of here. Suffice to say, I love the fact that we have all these flies around us as well, so when I get hit, I'm gonna be, like, producing flies, almost as if this is, like, the sequel, Smelly Psychic Vagina. We got tiers down. That sucks, but we have so many tiers up, or at least fire rate up, by way of all those skinny odd mushrooms that we took. So I'm really looking primarily for increased damage. We're not overpowered by any stretch of the imagination right now, despite the fact that we are a telekinetic piece of female anatomy. I mean, that's pretty powerful in its own right. It's like the sequel to the movie Teeth. Believe you me, I would want no part of this. We're going to take the HP upgrade for sure. Deals with the Devil might be tempting, but again, I don't want to destroy our tier effects. So it would probably be, you know what, Guppy's Paw might be awesome. But it might be better to get, here's what I'm thinking, get like Nail, Guppy's Paw. Let me try to make this work. We take the nail, like so. We use the nail. We pick up picking up Guppy's Paw, won't that, like, kill all of our health? I think that would kill all of our health. Alright, and again, thankfully, we did turn into, like, something that didn't look like Gluttony for a second there, but that's okay. Because that's only going to happen when we use the nail. I don't want to completely destroy the conditions of the challenge run. Like I said, all items were listed as on limits. Is that the opposite of off limits? I certainly hope so. I would love for Guppy's Paw to be there when I leave, but I also worry that basically it's just, we're not going to get another chance at that. But that's okay. I mean, the nail is an awesome upgrade in its own right. We got an HP upgrade on this floor. So that basically means we only paid, well, I mean, we paid 1 heart for it, but we didn't really lose all that much because we were only holding that heart for a second. This isn't, I'm taking way too much damage against spiders. It's making for a very poor showing so far. But I'm hoping that over time I'll get adjusted to the fact that I basically just can't see where the F things are going here with respect to my laser beams. And you know, I realize that it's not quite Gluttony-esque to not be able to see your shots, but I also love the fact that basically we are a Psychic Vagina. I know I've mentioned that many times, but apparently my sense of humor indicates that I'm 12 years old, so I think it's hilarious that this is what the challenge runs have come to. I am now a psychic, telekinetic, angry vagina trying to kill my own mother. There's something beautiful about that. So I can't go to the item room, but I am going to take our 1-up. We've been very lucky with respect to items so far, although sadly, again, I will be unable to go to the item room here because I am lacking keys. Cue key bereftness and me getting some tweets from the novelty account that always creates novelty accounts based on the fake musicians I make up in these videos. Just keep it up. Again, sore spot right now is damage. With Technology 1 and Technology 2, we've got great tiers. Like, our rate of fire is incredible. That was poor. But our ability to do damage is a little bit hindered. That being said, with the nail, we should be able to amass a decent amount of health, provided I start doing better than I have been doing normally. There's a key for us. We will pop the nail. And the reason I popped it on a room where there was no combat, oh, this is not necessarily good, come on, is so that I didn't actually have to look weird when I went into this next room. So we got some life steal. Now we are a man-eating Psychic Vagina. If that phrase grosses you out, believe me, I totally understand, but at the same time, don't expect it to stop anytime soon. I enjoy it a little bit too much, probably, but oh well. We could pick up some extra money there, but that's not really too essential right now. Instead, I'm just gonna go after these guys again. The damage is a little bit of a sore spot. I would love a pentagram or something of the like. Even a rage would be cool, although not that beneficial for some of the later game bosses, but still useful. Oh, Ultra Pride. This could be interesting, actually. I expect Ultra Pride to be a total pain in the ass, considering the limited amount of damage that we can do. Ultra Pride is like that guy that almost never shows up, but when he does, causes me a whole lot of problems. Those homing shots are a pain in the dick. Luckily, I have the speed necessary to get them to die on the wall, basically, without hurting myself, just through some clever dodging. And the fight's nearly half over here. I've got to remember, I was just going to say, I've got to remember to watch out for that attack, because although it feels like I can fly due to the speed at which I move around and the kind of floatiness of it, I actually can't. So I've really got to watch out for that attack where he creates creep. And just by doing this, I've almost got him like Monstro 2'd right now. There we go, that was pretty close. Very clever, Super Pride, or Ultra Pride. We will get the red hand for this, which I actually do not want. I'm going to stick with the fish head, even though it might not be the best trinket in the game. I prefer it to the red hand. Sorry, the left hand, not the red hand. Sounds like a G.I. Joe villain or something. G.I. Joe, red hand? Am I getting G.I. Joe confused with Captain America? I feel like my nerd cred is going to be exhausted after this episode, between this and the psychic vagina parts. Psychic vagina parts, is that really the, phrasing I want to use there? We're just exploring right now to basically get maximum charges on the nail before our boss fight. So I do want to be able to have as many spirit hearts as possible, as you might expect. Just trying to stay away from the little spiders, because they are surprisingly hardy with respect to the amount of damage they can take. You wouldn't think so, but our lasers are not taking them out as quickly as I would like. Still, doing reasonably well, and we are going to move on to fight our boss. I should look for the secret room, but again, without any keys, a little bit disappointing. As is the fact that we don't have any extra spirit hearts, despite the fact that I have the nail and have had it for about a floor right now. Oh well. Picked up a little extra money there. Sadly, again, no keys. So I think it is time for us to basically move down to the next floor. And hopefully we'll get like a damage upgrade or a skeleton key is what I'm mainly looking for. Cube of meat, basically the same thing. Of course, wow. He just created like 5 bombs at once. And this is regular Pestilence. Cube of meat is not necessarily a huge negative thing to get, considering we already have Halo of Flies. This will allow us to have a full halo around us basically at all times. If we get Guardian Angel, that'll be beautiful. We'll have a lot of protection against bullets at least. Lifesteal is actually doing some good work for us for once, and eventually Pestilence is going to be whittled down here. But again, these fights are much slower than I would have anticipated, given the amount of items we started with. So I definitely think it's the right decision to give me the ability to go to item rooms as well, although I have had to skip a couple so far. Not going to complain about Charm of the Vampire, it's been good for us so far. Just going to hang out over on the right side of the map here. He's dead, we're going to get back to full health. No deal with the devil, sadly, as I would love to pick up the pentagram if that was to show up. I'm going to watch this vignette and sip some coffee and continue my morning playing the Binding of Isaac. Great way to start the day. Psychic vagina, kill your own mother, have some lunch. What a life. I did use the nail there. We do have a key. As always, whether for better or worse, I am likely going to use the key on the item room as opposed to the shop, despite the fact that I have money, even though this is going to piss some people off. This is actually one of those situations where it might be better to go to the shop, not just because I could buy a key, but because I might be able to pick up a battery for the nail in there, which would be more valuable than anything we could pick up from the item room, with a few notable exceptions. So I did decide to go to the boss room first. I'm starting to regret that decision, although now I realize there's no reason for me to do so. I thought this was the bloat, when actually it's just Peep, because we are still on the catacombs, not on the depths or the womb. I always forget which one bloat shows up on. I believe bloat shows up on the womb. Yes, he has to. It'd be crazy if bloat showed up on the catacombs. That would be like by far the hardest boss you could possibly face. And our damage is very, very slowly whittling down this champion version of Peep. Again, illustrating the absolute need that I have for some kind of damage upgrade. Those are fairly unlikely to come about just from a regular boss room like this. But there is the chance, we can get Jesus Juice, or we could get meat. I would welcome either of those. Or The pentagram, which used to show up all the damn time in boss rooms, but now shows up very, very rarely. But I guess in the whole scheme of things, this fight is not taking too long. And by way of my substantial range, i.e. basically infinite range, I did not put myself in risk at all there. But anyway, we got Mom's underwear. Beautiful. That's really useful. Yes, actually, I was exactly hoping for this. We don't really have enough health to feel comfortable taking a deal with the devil, but fighting Krampus, I believe, will give us extra damage on our technology based on the distance that the laser has to travel to get to enemies, which is great. Of course, it may not work like this. There is a chance that I'm just totally crazy. But I believe that this is how it's going to work. Also, we look super weird now. We're no longer a gluttony thanks to Mom's panties, and I apologize for destroying that. But honestly, how could I know? Instead, it's in a similarly creepy way. We are just like a little boy wearing his mom's underwear. Oh, by the way, he's headless. So, in any case, I think Psychic Vaginas is still a great name for this run. Psychic Vagina has now graduated. It's no longer merely a vagina. It has the rest of the body associated with it. And it's also been covered by some panties. That's the resolution at the end of the first film. And then the boss, the villain in the second movie is called the Panty Ripper. He rips off Psychic Vagina's panties. She rediscovers her powers after Panty Ripper results in the murder of her firstborn. I don't know. If you work in Hollywood, give me a call. Not even in the movie industry. Like, if you clean toilets, sweep floors in Hollywood, doesn't matter to me, man. I just want to chat about life in the big city. Like, big shitty, am I right? No, not really. Vancouver's pretty nice. We're gonna come down here and fire some laser beams. This is the longest fight of my adult life. Krampus is dead. Hopefully, this lump of coal helps us out a little bit. But again, I apologize for destroying the vagina-like facade. But seriously, have some empathy. There's absolutely no way that I could have possibly known all of the item combinations that would get rid of our clitoral hood. Am I right? I think so. These guys know what I'm talking about. We got Stigmata. That's exactly what I wanted. Excellent. So we should do some more damage now, if not by lump of coal, then at the very least by Stigmata, which we just picked up. And now, future deals with the devil. We have a lot of extra health that we could possibly use to pick up something to do some more damage. We are going to explore absolutely every room, as always, because I want to... Well, not as always, but as always when I have the nail, because I want to maximize my chances of getting as many spirit hearts as is possible. We're going to pick up Poison Touch. It feels like I'm a little bit stronger. Certainly. And if Lump of Coal really does work with technology, then that might have been one of the best items we could possibly hope to pick up at this time. As you can see, we are basically tearing these guys up. And is it possible my damage woes are over? It is indeed. We'll see, though. This is going to be a good test right here. I would love to pick up Rage as well. Wow, our damage seems to be substantially higher. I definitely would have been hit by those guys. Remember when I was fighting the spiders? The spiders took like 4 seconds of full exposure to the laser to actually die. Whereas now, we're taking them out very, very quickly. Who would have thought Lump of Coal Stigmata would be enough to turn this low damage run around? I guess it's not technically turned around yet. Because every now and then I get a little bit lonely, etc., etc. Oh, well, that was a nice walk. Lost my spirit art, but on the bright side I picked up a nickel. And we're going to go to the shop. In keeping with the theme on this floor, I hope that the shop is the greatest shop we've ever had in our entire lives. We managed to pick up, you know, any kind of battery-type item. Blue Candle. Oh, that is tempting as hell. Sadly, I can afford it, but I don't want to get rid of the nail in this situation. But yeah, Blue Candle would be hilarious. Psychic Fire-Shooting Vagina. That just... This is when the series loses its luster, you know? I was really into Psychic Vagina 1 and Psychic Vagina 2 with the Panty Ripper. But Psychic Vagina 3, when they added the fire shooting, it was just like, come on, man. I know it's in 3D, but you don't have to be all gimmicky like that. So we're just going to leave and go down to the 4th floor. I'm feeling confident about our chances now. Much more so than I was a floor ago at this time. But maybe that's just the coffee talking, if you know what I mean. Sweet. So we are going to go down Depths Part 1. Shop right away. Pretty confident that that was what was going to happen. So we're going to kill Super Greed fairly quickly here. Much more quickly than we killed Peep. That's for damn sure. And Krampus was just like a marathon. Which probably makes a mockery of the effort required to run a marathon. But hey, what do I know? Maybe it's the easiest thing in the world, and that's why everybody's doing it all the time. We're going to get another Spirit Heart there. We're going to see what this pill does for us. Bad gas. Not too much in the negative or positive there. The nail did charge and give us a Spirit Heart. And things are going pretty well so far. Damage woes have now fallen by the wayside. Again, I would love to pick up Rage or Bloody Lust or whatever it is called in this game. Colloquially, I refer to it as basically a combination of anything. You know, Samson's item, Rage, Bloody Tears, Bloody Lust, Bloody Rage. Who knows, man? You guys remember Bloody Roar? That was a pretty weird fighting game that was also kind of cool. That's the kind of fighting game where I think if they came out with it today, it might have a better chance. Or maybe not. I don't even know if you could come out with an original fighting series these days and have any kind of success. Bloody Roar, at the very least, got a sequel. So we're amassing some good spirit hearts here. Definitely want to go to my item room now that my key situation is good. We have a golden key on this floor. So that should allow us to open whatever we want. Now, for once, I actually welcome getting a ton of golden chests. Although, for once, that's probably going to be incredibly unlikely because the game's troll engine is running at full effect right now. Love the psychic factor of this run. That was totally unexpected. I'm effed on this room. Had to take a little bit of damage there because I wasn't able to kill them before I got in. I don't know what to do about rooms like that. Those rooms still frustrate me to a certain extent. But I guess there are ways. There's probably some way to get out of that without getting hit, even if your damage isn't that high. Otherwise, that would just be poor design, which strikes me as unlikely. Although, you know, there are certain things in this game that are just genuinely unfair. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's kind of in keeping with the tone of the game, at least. Don't shoot me, mother effer. What do we have in here? Golden chest, absolutely worth opening. Tarot card is the devil. Was it worth it? Probably. Maybe not now that I've taken some damage. But the ability to use the devil card on a later boss fight might be incredibly beneficial for everybody involved. I mean, except for the boss. Incredibly beneficial for me. And maybe the viewers at home. That means you guys. I just pointed into the screen. And you know that's a lie because I would have had to take my hands off the keyboard, which would have been terrible. Although I did still take some damage, so who knows now? Jury's out. Conspiracy subreddit. Northernlion said he pointed at the screen. However, I saw Isaac turn if you freeze the video at, 1641. Come at me, leapers. I'm gonna try it. That worked out surprisingly well. Got an extra key. Not going to use that on this floor, obviously, because of our golden key advantage. Golden key advantage sounds like a sweet, twee band or something. Oh, that was terrible damage to take. Terrible damage to take sounds like when they make their turn into death metal. Cannibal Corpse style. Okay, so we have Harlequin Baby now. I'm absolutely going to say hello to our friend Judgment here. After we give him a lot of money, I'm going to blow up that Tinted Rock if he doesn't blow himself up, as he often does, and we should be able to get some Spirit Hearts to compensate for the fact that this has been one of the worst floors of Isaac I've played in a long time. In the meantime, enjoy the disgusting sounds of me sipping this coffee. That's not actually how I drink my coffee most of the time. Although I will admit, much to the annoyance... Annoyment? It must be annoyance. Of some people, I am one of those guys who when he drinks a warm beverage, he gives like a at the end, so I'm pretty sure Larry David would have a real problem with me. Not like it's not intentionally being like an annoying unless I know the person is annoyed by it. Then you just amp it up, just to F with them. We didn't call it trolling back in my day. It was just called being a dick for the sake of being a dick. But yes, I don't even know what I'm talking about at this point in my life. We're gonna use the nail. I know I could have used it for the boss fight, but I don't want to, again, resemble something weird for the boss fight. Just want to do as much as I can to keep in keeping with the initial terms of the challenge run. So obviously I'm not going to use the Devil card on Monstro 2 because this is an easy fight. I am trying to get close enough for my flies to do damage to him because they're going to do even more damage than my lasers if I can stand next to him. That was super easy. Cat of Nine Tails is a garbage item considering what we've got. But it's down to the next floor and the Psychic Vagina run continues. What can I say? I've got it on the brain. We're dealing with a vaginal silkworm here. Should be fairly easy. And again, this is the kind of position that we're in now, where we're very much on the borderline of what could possibly be a good run. We're missing one or two good items. Anything to make the nail charge faster would be our #1 priority. Beyond that, anything to give us even more increased damage. So Rage is probably the most likely option. Max's head, anything along those lines. Any kind of damage upgrade. I'm not going to list every damage upgrade I can remember because that would just be silly and a waste of my time. And I would probably embarrass myself by only remembering like 5 of them. But obviously anything like that is going to be my #1 priority. And Mo's our #2 priority, I guess I should say. #1 priority is getting more charges on this nail. So hopefully we find a Nun's Habit or a battery or a 9-volt in the shop. If not, we can live with it. I'm just going to have to play better, which is not something that I can always guarantee. So there is our nail charge. We got the miter. That's fantastic. That's basically the same as getting X. Oh my god. And the placement of the sunburst behind us is just perfect. This is what nightmares are made out of. But now we can also get, potentially, something from the shop that aids our nail. We get the map. I mean, it's beneficial. We also get a spirit heart, which is also beneficial. And the bright side, this will allow us to skip some rooms. It'll allow us to find secret rooms. We already have a 1-up, which I totally forgot about. And it'll allow us to skip dead ends, which is probably the most valuable element. That was an easy way to get to that secret room while saving bombs. But, I would have preferred the compass. I would have... Wow, another spirit heart. Thank you, Miter. I would have preferred lots of things. Sadly, that just wasn't in the cards for us. I am not gonna fight in there. You know, I mean, I should... Fuck it, let's do it. I was just thinking, what do we need? Well, money is obviously worthless, but we're getting 1/6 of a spirit heart just for being here. So maybe we should try. I'm fighting my countrymen here. Former countrymen, I guess, based on the look of my character now. So provided I don't take 2 hits, this room... Actually, no. Provided I don't take 1/6 of a hit, this room will turn a profit for me on Spirit Heart Convention. But, either way, at least we got some sense out of the deal. With the Miter, there was always a chance, I guess, that I could have picked up some extra Spirit Hearts as well. We got a key out of it, too. Overall, I guess it worked out. I'm definitely going to take damage on this room because it's almost unavoidable. There goes 1 Spirit Heart already. On the bright side, I totally forgot that I have Poison Touch, so when we walk into enemies, we are going to do a ton of damage. Judgment, again, is going to show up with perfect timing for me to take a little bit more of this coffee as I just run into him. Extra keys are always worthwhile, because if we come across golden chests, that's going to be our only way in the womb and beyond of getting stat upgrades. Beyond the womb's first boss fight, at least. He gives us the ladder. We don't have flying, so it's possible that this might help us out, although, generally speaking, we don't run into too many gaps once we get past this level. Usually all the levels are fairly designed so that you don't have to go through gaps in order to succeed. I would love a demon baby as well to protect me from these flies, but we are killing flies so quickly that it probably doesn't matter too much in the whole scheme of things. There is our nail charge. Here come the brain dudes. Again, flying, of course, would be preferable to the ladder, because I could walk over this creep. And the creep is obviously a major player in a lot of boss fights as we get a little bit later on in the game. Bloat, for example, also even just the Mom's Heart boss fight, if we're being literal and loose. So that is going to be another Spirit Heart. We're going to be fighting Mom. I am not going to use the Devil card because I feel like this is going to be an easy enough boss fight. You know, we're doing fairly substantial damage. I can't complain about it at all. I was complaining earlier, but the addition of Stigmata and Lump of Coal has helped us out a great deal, I feel. So we're just going to continue focusing on the elements as they come out here. Due to our damage, we should be able to basically do crowd control on the fly and not run into too many dangers. So we'll kill these guys. We're going to be holed up in here with about 10% health left on Mom's foot. In doing so, we're just going to keep moving around. Thank you, Mom, for killing your own young there. And that'll be the end of that. Wow, we're going to get a health upgrade, which also I'd sometimes assume has a tiers upgrade, but I don't actually think it does. It's down to the next floor with a lot of health, and now is a perfect opportunity for something like the deal with the devil to come around and give me something that gives me even more damage, like the Pact or Pentagram. I haven't seen Pentagram in a deal with the devil in forever. Almost to the point where I feel like it's not even a deal with the devil item and I'm just misremembering. I can't take Samson's Lock as much as I would love to. Because I see the Pentagram on normal, not item rooms, but on boss rooms occasionally. I think it's been a long time since I've seen it in a deal with the devil room. I don't know, I'm just running entirely off anecdotal evidence here. So I was hoping we get some Spirit Hearts via the Miter's increased percentage chance of making that happen there, but sadly no. Either way, this is a very strong run so far. We keep popping the nail. I think we've broken even on the Womb Part 1 right now. So let's check up here. Larry Jr. plus 2 guts is basically the easiest room we could possibly hope to come across, next to the one that just has like 4 blast assist nubs and absolutely no cytoplasm surrounding them. If that sentence made any sense at all, then you are a better man than I. Tons of red hearts, but we're going to skip over all of those on our way to, again, fight a room with several of our former countrymen, although, you know, we've evolved from just shooting these primitive physical beams to using our psychic power to sunder fools limb from limb. You think that's the first time sunder and fools have been used in the same sentence? I mean, probably these fools will be torn asunder, but fools in, like, the 90s hip-hop sense, perhaps. First time. You know, they say, not every sentence, but, you know, every day you utter a sentence that no one in the English language has ever created before due to the, you know, variety of words at your disposal. Maybe that was the one for me today. They also say, it's hard to visualize, but, and by they, I mean the internet, so take this with a grain of salt. They say that every time you shuffle a deck of cards, it's likely you're creating a combination of cards that has never been seen before. Boggles the mind, right? Fact check that one. Just test it at home. Just do like 70 or 8 billion permutations. Run your own simulation and see if that actually works out. So we got a second cube of meat. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Another familiar is a decent upgrade for us to pick up. Anything that allows us to do extra damage while we can still see where it's shooting is awesome. Because I can plan my attack a little bit more effectively. I think we're going to check up and around first. Oh man, I hate lasers. Hoisted by my own petard a little bit here. We got hit twice there already. But we are going to get a nail charge at the end of this room, so effectively we didn't take too much damage. Although we might on this room, because again, my brain is constitutionally incapable of not getting hit by these guys for whatever reason. They also create silkworms when they die, which is a little annoying. Managed to avoid getting hit there though, so now it should be easy. And we got a Spirit Heart for our troubles as well, so again, breaking even on this room. Tarot card is the Hermit. It's a teleportation, but we want to save the Devil card as long as we can. Because we can use that on the Blue Baby or Isaac fight. Probably on the Isaac fight. I've mentioned my reasoning for that before, but it's usually best to shoot your wad on the Isaac fight if you're worried about your chances of success. That way, maybe the chest will give you some good items that you can use on the Blue Baby fight to increase your chances of success. Sadly, my reasoning has failed for finding the boss room quickly. Alas, that happens from time to time, but we should be okay on this floor. None of the rooms are really presenting that much of a problem, especially due to the substantially increased range we have, not to mention the extra damage, of course. Now, sadly, our technology beams do not shoot through rocks, so when these guys take up residence in certain locations, they can be very difficult to hit, but that is all over with now. We've already been to the secret room on this floor, if I remember correctly. It gave us like 3 cents. I'll check for a bomb. Look out here. Yeah, okay, we did. And this looks like, just looking at the layout that we have at our disposal right now, this looks like it could be a substantially huge floor for us. Because I'm going to guess that Isaac is over there, or sorry, Mom's Heart is over there on like the far, well, like the middle right side, that little curl up there. That's going to be a problem for us, because there's no, it's basically like, it's become linear. It's just organized like a coil. So there's no way for us to just get to the boss sooner rather than later. The one thing that might work out in our favor is if the boss is somehow in this like little compartment to the left here. Is this seriously not done? Where are you? There we go. Like if this room below us on the left is the boss room, but it's not. It's just the curse room. Alright, so the nail is charged again. We're just going to pop that and move onwards. This should be an easy enough room. We'll probably get a chain reaction going here. One more maybe? Nope, okay. Continue onwards. Now this is our last chance for finding... Oh, I wasted a key there. Our last chance for finding this room easily, or the boss room easily. Well, second last chance, I guess, is going to be this one up top. Sadly, no. Although that was not unexpected. I'm pretty sure, like 90% chance, it's going to be that one at the end of the coil up there. 10% chance it's going to be the room on the very far bottom right here. Which would be better for me because it's closer, but if we're looking on the bright side, at least I can get a nail charge by that room at the end of the coil. So if I avoid taking damage until then, that'll be awesome. The odds of that happening are pretty low, but hey, stranger things have happened. Another bomb and key. That is not the boss room, that is a boss trap room. There's not much we can do about that because we can't go to it anyway, so let's not worry our pretty little heads. Let's instead just murder these guys. And we are going to get a nail charge by the end of this, which is kind of remarkable to me. I didn't expect that necessarily. Thank you, Halo of Flies, for saving me when in my ineptitude I tried to you know, do a sweeping pattern and strafe across that doppelganger. So we're just going to come in here. We got lasers. We're going to have Mom's Heart. We've got the boss, or sorry, the bombs to take care of this, and we definitely want to stick with the Sun card. So fuck the Devil card. It was a nice ace in the hole for us to hold, but we have a better ace in the hole now. Beautiful for us. Now we could use bombs here, and I probably will use bombs because it'll speed things up, but we're also just going to fire the laser in constantly, because the laser is also going to do piercing damage. So if you don't have bombs, piercing damage is a nice substitute. It's actually almost the other way around. If you don't have piercing damage, bombs are a nice substitute, but piercing damage is more rare, which is why I phrased it the way I did. Sun card is going to be something that we're going to try to save for as long as possible, of course. That was a perfect bomb there that just got knocked in by Harlequin Baby or Super Meat Boy. We want to save some bombs for future boss fights if we can, but we might not be able to. Although once Mom's Heart enters permanent bomb throwing state, we don't need to save any more bombs for ourselves. So this has been a little bit of a slower boss fight than normal, potentially. believe it or not, we are, there we go. My normal metric is if Chubb comes out, we've done slower than normal, but that's okay. Because despite doing more slowly than normal, that was the first damage that we've taken. We should be able to just continue on this track here and easily make it up to the Cathedral with an Eternal Heart. So surprisingly, we actually got an HP upgrade. Now that we are on the Cathedral, we can see everything Patrick Stewart style, but it's going to take us a long time to get to that boss room. I'm going to hazard... fuck that. I'm going to hazard a guess that our boss fight is going to be bottom left. But of course, it is in my best interest to check out all available options, just to see if maybe these up here. Could have gotten lucky there. The risk versus reward is huge on that, especially since these rooms haven't been super difficult so far. So the thing with this run is that we might not be doing incredible damage, although our damage is definitely better than it used to be. But we have amazing dodging ability from the extra speed from those skinny odd mushrooms, and beyond that, we have the great ability to kind of do damage constantly as well. Moon card's good, but it certainly doesn't beat the sun. Random teleportation could save us here, but, you know, forget that, basically. Dispel that notion from your mind for now. We took some damage, but we got a Spirit Heart as well. So we've still broken even, and our health is looking A-okay right now. Again, thank God I picked up that ladder, right? Like, that's really gonna do wonders for me. I can't believe I somehow managed to get the dodge on there. I'm really trying to blow up the bomb flies around the horsemen so that they kill them, like you just saw right there. Not necessarily likely, but hey, this room ended up going much better than I expected. We're gonna pop our nail to get an extra Spirit Heart. Was really hoping that was the boss room, but again, you can't always get what you want, sadly. Thank you for opening up this rock formation for me to be able to do damage to you. Greatly appreciated. And we're just gonna kind of keep strafing here. I don't want to F with the head yet. Just want to take out the pony itself. It usually has more HP and also more damage potential because of the fact that it uses those bombs. And we should be able to, kill that guy very easily. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to the bottom left here. I've made a gamble on this, and we're going to see if that gamble's going to pay off. So I really should not shoot him when he's on the right side like this. I should just, pump him back up. Try to keep him basically in the middle so that I don't eventually get him against a wall and end up ruining the sweet equilibrium situation we've got going on here. That's okay, that went very well. Now we're going to find out. No, my prediction was unfortunately both baseless and incorrect, which should not surprise anybody. So in spite of our reasonably efficient progress on the Cathedral here, we are going to have to move around. And the Psychic Vagina Chronicles will continue. I was going to say ad nauseum, but not because it's been a bad run, but because, you know, Psychic Vagina just kind of sounds like something that would create nausea in the first place. Gonna keep doing some dodging here. Can't really see what I'm attacking. So I'm just kind of moving back and forth, oscillating, if you will, between several different targets. We are fighting Gemini here. Little Geminis are going to be a pain in the dick if they explode in a hail of bullets, as is often the case. One of them's got to go. There we go. No, I'm just exploding in a hail of poison somehow. We get 2 Spirit Hearts for our troubles, and I am not going to complain about that in the least. I am going to complain about the fact that I took damage there, because that was really silly. So there goes one of those Spirit Hearts that I earned. But hey, easy come, easy go, right? Usually in Isaac, easy go. Sometimes, if you get Epic Fetus, easy come. It's amazing how dirty that phrase sounds when you put it in a gross voice. There we go. We got Bob's Rotten Head and another Spirit Heart because I'm the world's luckiest man. Believe me, I know. You don't need to tell me when I get these Spirit Hearts that I'm being incredibly lucky. That's the way the cookie crumbles in Isaac. Sometimes you eat the bar and sometimes the bar eats you. We got the nail. Might as well check out the bottom here. Doesn't really matter. It's just totally arbitrary whether it's the bottom or the far right. Turns out it is the far right. Maybe it's not arbitrary. Maybe the method to the madness for the Troll Engine's layout of the rooms right now is whatever way he goes, that's the way it's not. Whatever you say I am, that's what I'm not. Kill this jerk bull, please. Any second. There we go. Again, I still consider, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you can fly, right? Just walk over the creep. No! That's not true. That was, again, terrible damage for me. Sweet chain reaction, though. We're safe. And we're finally at the boss room here. We're gonna fight double Gemini, or sorry, yeah, it is Gemini. Double Gemini again. One of the top comments on a recent episode, I confused Gemini with Steven. People freaked out! I'm sorry. They look very similar despite the fact that they're totally different colors. Again, honest mistake. I wonder if there's a conspiracy. I don't even have to wonder. There is a conspiracy theory out there. We're gonna have to dodge like crazy here, by the way. I just realized. There is a conspiracy theory out there that, you know, Northernlion F's things up to get a rise out of commenters. It is not the case. So what I'm trying to do here is every time I get hit, and I'm assuming I'm gonna get hit a lot, I'm gonna try to run up and poison Isaac while I'm still invincible. My hopes being that in doing so, I can kill him faster than he can kill me. This is not a home run by any stretch of the imagination. This is a fight that could be substantially difficult. I don't know how many Spirit Hearts I have because they're off the screen. I'm just gonna keep this up. We get like one small barrage in. It's kind of, it's like Psychic against Psychic here, because he just appears to be shooting the shots out of his brain as well. The second phase of the fight has gone much better than the first phase. Again, so far so good. We are going to be entering the third phase any second now. Probably in another barrage or two. I still haven't been hit there. That was great. I didn't get hit there. I've been hit several times in this boss fight already. Again, which is why the poison strategy is so important. And it's looking like if I can at least take this much health or around this much health down to the chest, even if I get shit items on the chest, I might have a decent chance to kill Blue Baby, which would be awesome after a string of not necessarily super impressive runs. So I am trapped in hell right now, surrounded by my worst nightmares, but that's okay, we're just going to keep dodging. Anytime the angel fetuses get close, I'm going to rotate to the other side of the screen. We'll take them out later, as if it's merely an above-average difficulty room. Again, decent dodging. There's a hit. So I thought I poisoned him there, but I must have just barely missed him. Isaac's going to die here. And we still have Spirit Hearts off the screen, as well as all of our regular hearts. So I'm feeling pretty good about this situation right here. We might be able to make this work. Psychic Vagina might be a successful run. A long run, but a successful run nonetheless. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's see what our chest items are. Telepathy for dummies, bad. I'm not going to take that. Obviously, I want to keep the nail. Growth hormones, really good. We get a speed, or sorry, that's roid rage. So speed and range doesn't do anything for us. Speed does. I was really hoping we had a damage upgrade there. The bean and Polyphemus. No other items matter at all now that we got Polyphemus. I'm expecting that our damage is going to be absolutely crazy. I wish we could see the shots that we were firing. But as you can see, we're taking out Gertie super quick. Maybe not Mom's Knife level speed, but certainly we're doing way more damage than we used to. Technology 1, Technology 2, and Polyphemus seems like a recipe for some fairly easy enemy kills here. Wow, that was super fast. I really genuinely think we're going to do this. I don't think there's much that could stop us unless I run into some seriously awful runes. Or the doors never open. There we go. Thank you, Nail. This should be an easy room as well. Just knock that bomb back there because I don't want to deal with their shit as long as I have to. Or any longer than I have to, I should say. Blue Spikes room means we're just going to tempt those guys out and then go on our own. Triple Loki. This is going to be a test because this is not necessarily a difficult room, but not a super easy one regardless. It's going to be a good test to see how much damage we can do when we're faced with a difficult room. Difficult-ish room, I guess, compared to the ones we've been dealing with before. Again, this one should be fairly easy. We definitely have the speed to not have to worry about war once we get his bomb phase out of the way. Wow, that was really quick. For whatever reason, Polyphemus seems to show up so often in the chest that I almost can't stay mad at the troll engine. Like, it seriously shows up with alarming frequency on the final phase of the game. More than you would expect, given, you know, the randomized nature of a lot of this game. And we are picking up crazy amounts of Spirit Hearts. Somebody up there likes me today. We might have missed one item room in the beginning of the game, but getting the Miter, the Nail, and Polyphemus in the chest basically means that some benevolent force in the universe, a god of your choice, if you will, smiling down upon me saying, Northernlion, episode 391 is going to be a good one. I believe it's 391 right now. Anyway, man, we're almost on 400 episodes. That shit is crazy. I remember thinking I would never make more than 10 episodes, and I made the Binding of Isaac thumbnail template, the first one that I used. We're on like template 3 or 4 now. I originally made 10 and was like, that should do it. I can't imagine making more than 10 episodes of this game. Well, you know, just multiply that by 40 and still going strong. By my estimation, anyway. And, I mean, viewing estimations. Thank God we got 2 Spirit Hearts there. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to turn this into like a victory lap for the series at large, but seriously. Pretty amazing when you think about it. We are going to fight Blue Baby here. I can probably just tank all of the shots, but I am going to try to dodge. As you can see, we are doing insane damage. As usual, Polyphemus completely game-breaking in this situation. And amazingly, Halo of Flies and our Cube of Meat just completely protected us from that barrage that we suffered through. And we are going to be totally fine here. I can do another, like, 6 or 7 chests after this, I feel. That was super easy. That was a lot of fun. In any case, Thank you to Dark Lord Minecraft for that challenge run suggestion. Even though we lost our gluttony ability, or visage, after a while, I appreciate you for being the inspiration of the Psychic Vagina run, one of my favorite runs in recent memory. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.